ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम्। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। Let us chant from sloka number 137. The topic of bondage is going on now. अत्रानात्मन्यहमिति मतिर्बन्धयेषोऽस्य पुंसः प्राप्तो ज्ञानार्जनमरणक्लेशसम्पातहेतुः येनैवायं वपुरिदमसत् सत्यमित्यात्मबुद्ध्या पुष्यत्यक्षुत्यवति विषयैस्तन्तुभिः कोशकृद्वत् पुष्यत्युक्ष्यत्यवति विषयैस्तन्तुभिः कोशकृद्वत् अतस्मिन् तद्बुद्धिप्रभवति विमूढस्य तमसा विवेकाभावाद्वै स्फुरति भुजगे रज्जुदिशना ततोऽनर्थव्रातो निपतति समादातुरधिकः ततो योऽसद्ग्राहः स हि प्रभवति बन्धः शृणु सखे। अतस्मिन् तद्बुद्धिं, that which is not there but thinking as though it is there, not having the comprehension of substratum and having the superimposition upon that substratum is cause of the bondage. And because of absence of the discrimination, the person unable to see the real thing as it is. Instead of that one, because of veiling power, unable to see that, and because of Vikshepa Shakti, seeing something else that which is not there at all. Because of this only, the person is undergoing so many experiences, so many sorrows also. Yesterday we have seen that Rajju Sarpanyaya, the example of rope and snake. Not having seen the rope as a rope and superimposing that snake upon that rope is the cause of anxiety, cause of fear and sorrow. So when person he applies his discriminative power, and when he sees as it is what existing that thing, real thing, then the sorrow is going to be ended. Next sloka. Akhanda nitya dvayabodhashektya spuram tamatmanamanta vaibhavam samavrunotya vrutishettiresha tamo mayira hurivarka bimbam. Even though the Atma Swarupa is indivisible in nature, eternal, all-pervading, the nature of knowledge, it is shining everywhere, but due to ignorance, because of that tamas, because of that willing power, as though it is covered like, example, yesterday we have seen Rahu Riva Arka Bimbam. How that Rahu Graha will cover that sun god. We see that solar eclipse. In fact, sun cannot be covered by the Rahu. Appears as though swallowed by the Rahu. So in the same way, Atma Swarupa cannot be covered by the tamas, ignorance. Then why we are unable to realize the self? Why we are unable to experience that self? Because our intellect is covered by tamoguna. That's why we are unable to do proper inquiry to see the real thing as it is. Next sloka, please repeat after me. Same thought flow is continuing. Our Puja Adi Shankaracharyaji is revealing in his own way, putting in different ways the same thought and in poetic way expressing that what is the bondage, how it is creating all kinds of afflictions, sorrows to the human being. Tiro bhute swatmanyamalatartejovati puman. Tiro bhute swatmanyamalatartejovati puman. Atma anatmanam anatmanam mohadahamiti shariram kalayati. Anatmanam mohadahamiti shariram kalayati. Tatah kama krodha prabhuti bhiramum bandhana gunaihi. Tatah kama krodha prabhuti bhiramum bandhana gunaihi. Param vikshepakya rajasa urushettirvyathayati. Param vikshepakya rajasa urushettirvyathayati. Tiro bhute. Tiro bhute means is hidden. Tirogamana means it's a written way. So here tiro bhute means that which is hidden, unable to see, unable to perceive. Tiro bhute swatmani. Next word. Swatmani. One's own self. Tiro bhute swatmani is hidden, one's own self. Amalatara. Nice word. Adjective of the self. Amalatara. Mala means dirt. That which is full of vasanas, ignorance. Amalatara. Amalatara means purest, comparing. Purest, Amalatara. Tejovati. Tejovati is seventh case of Tejovati, word like that. Adjective of Atmaswarupa. Tejovati means of splendor. Means it is not inert, it is the nature of consciousness. Tirobhute swatmani amalatara tejovati is hidden of one's own self, that which is purest nature and that which is of a splendor nature. Puman, earlier also we have seen this word. Puman means man, human being. Puman. Anatmanam, not self. Anatmanam, the not self. Puman, Anatmanam. Mohat aham iti. Mohat aham iti is there. Mohat plus aham plus iti. Mohat. Panchami Vibhakti. Fifth case. No, it's in Sanskrit. This Vibhaktis will be there. This is like that in other languages also, So here, mohat, the reason, hetu has been given, due to ignorance. Because of ignorance, aham iti, aham, I, iti, like this, aham iti. Due to ignorance, aham iti, as I, what? Shariram. Shariram, the body. Kalayati. Kalayati means identifies. This is new word, you can note it. Kalayati means identifies, or having that notion, the thought. Two things here. One is the self is hidden. Second one is identifying with not self, the body, as I. Why second thing is happening? Because of first one. What? The self as though it is hidden. That's why person is identifying himself with not self. Atma is hidden. That's why person is considering himself as anatma, body. Here body means, please note down, Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira also. It's not body means identifying with only this Stula Sharira, including subtle body and causal body also. Gross, subtle and causal bodies. Identification. This is wrong identification. Even though the self is of the nature of splendor, ever shining, Amalatara, it's pure in nature, but is hidden. That's why man is considering himself, identifying himself with not self, that which is body, Shariratraya. Tataha, then what is happening? This is the story of all of us. Then what is happening? Self is hidden. Okay. Identifying with not self. Okay. Then Tataha, then Kama Krodha Prabhuti Vihi Amum Bandhana Gunaihi. Kama, desire. Lust. Krodha, anger. Prabhuti Vihi. Prabhuti Vihi means etc. Etc. means we have to take the entire group of this. What is the entire group of this one? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. This is called Arishad Varga, the group of enemies, 6 enemies. All our emotions, these negative emotions, classified into these 6 categories. Kama, just now we have seen the desire, lust, krodha, anger. Lobha means greed, greediness. Lobha. Moha, delusion, infatuation. Mada, arrogance, proud, not proud, pride, passion, mada. Matsarya, feeling of jealousy, envy, jealous. So these are the 6 things. Kama, krodha, prabhrutibihi, amum. Amum means this. Bandhana gunaihi. Bandhana gunaihi, by binding fetters. These are the binding factors, we can say, or binding gunas, attributes. Param vikshepakya. This is called, akya means called. Param vikshepakya, called as projecting power. Because of projecting power only, kama, krodha, lobha, etc. Param vikshepakya. Why this vikshepa shakti? How it is functioning? What is the cause of this one? Rajasa. Rajasa uru shakti vyathayati. Rajasa. Rajasa of rajas. Uru shakti. Uru shakti means great power. Terrible kind of power. It's not easy to withstand all these kind of negativities. I mean, great sadhaks also, sometimes great masters also will be persecuted by these kind of things. When single negative thought will disturb. And for an ignorant person, ordinary kind of person, no need to say how the person will be suffering because of the vikshepa shakti of this rajoguna, kama, krodha, etc. Uru shakti, great power, vyathayati. Vyatha, the word is used here. All these things will cause a lot of suffering. Vyathayati means persecutes the person. It's kind of torturing. Persecutes. So what is the entire meaning? Tirobhute swatman yamalatare tejovati. The self, Puman word is used. Puman means the man. When a man's one's own self, swatmanam, one's own self is hidden. What is the nature of self? The self of purest splendor is hidden. Then from his, it is hidden from what? From direct experience. Means he is unable to experience his own self. That's why that man, due to ignorance, comes to the wrong identification, false identification with body, gross, subtle, and causal body. And because of this one, what is happening? Because of the projecting power of Rajoguna is causing all kinds of sorrows. How? Then the merciless persecution of Rajas, projecting power. Just now we have seen how it is binds the person, binding by all these negative gunas, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, etc. And it is not very difficult to understand this thought because all of us, we are undergoing all these things, we are suffering. One side, even though we are listening about the self and receiving Atma Vidya, Brahmanyana, so the self is so great, all pervading, we are that self, but that is hidden. And another side, all the time identification with this body, mind, intellect, it's there. Because of this one, see why it is happening. Earlier we have seen why that self is hidden. Connection is there. Please try to connect that thought. Because of willing power of tamoguna. the self as to hidden. We are unable to realize that. And next, what it is happening, the Rajoguna of projecting power is causing all kinds of troubles, sorrows, binding by the Kama, Krodha, etc. Now, we have to analyze and we have to introspect ourselves in our lives from the childhood onwards till now in our life. Whatever kind of sorrow we have undergone, we have what you call experienced, and now also what we are experiencing, all these things because of what? Think. All kind of bondages because of this Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. Maybe apparently we may say because of these people, or because of this kind of situation, because of these circumstances, and we could not get support from others or from nature. So many causes we may say, but if we go deep into all these things, because of projecting power only of Rajoguna, we are facing all these kind of things. And in the next sloka also, the consequences of all these negative gunas has been given, how the person will be suffering a lot. It's in fact, Jiva's condition is a pitiable condition. Ishwara Maharaj, happily he will be witnessing everything for him. It's Leela only. But one who is undergoing Sukha Dukkha, how painful it will be. Because of this moha, etc., we ourselves will be bound by so many kind of things. We are creating so many bondages our own. From the childhood onwards, if I say, we started collecting so many objects, maintaining so many relationships, and person wants to, what you call, grow in this world. And when he will be gathering everything and settling down, adjusting everything to be happy, he will become old. and he has to give up everything. So why this drama play is going on? Because of projecting power of Rajoguna. Before that, veiling power of Tamoguna. Self as though is hidden, and wrong identification with body is creating all these troubles. Next sloka. Moha moha graha grasana galitatmavagaman. Gamanaha, when we break that word. Mahamohagraha grasana galitatmavagamano dhiyo nanavastam swayamabhinayam stadgunatayam. Dhiyo nanavastam swayamabhinayam stadgunatayam. Apare samsare vishaya vishapure jalanidho. Apare samsare vishaya vishapure jalanidho. Nimajjonmajjayam bhramati kumati kutsita gatihim. Nimajjonmajjayam bhramati kumati kutsita gatihim. Powerful words. Maha moha graha grasana galitatma vagamanaha. This is our visheshana, adjective given to Jiva. Like when in what you call in any programs. It's like that. When we want to introduce a person, we will be introducing that person, saying about his glories and achievements, and using so many adjectives. In olden days, so it's Raja, Adiraja, Raja Mata, and it's like that. All those things they will be using so many Visheshanas. And modern days, we will be using before the name and after the name, and whatever achieved by him, all those qualifications and etc. So here for Jiva, one big adjective has been used. Don't think this is so great. Okay, when we come to know the meaning, we'll say, oh, we are in this condition, like that. Mahamoha graha grasana galitatmava gamanaha. Maha, the great, complete. Moha, ignorance. Mahamoha, great ignorance. Don't think great means it's so great. Not like that. Completely in ignorant state. Sometimes, when that person doesn't know the proper meaning of those words, if people, they are using some, what you call Sanskrit words like that, that person may be thinking, wow, they are praising me so much. In fact, not like that. So here also, Mahamoha is a great ignorance. Great means complete ignorance, utter ignorance. Mahamoha graha. Graha means shark, that which swallows everything. Shark. It's a kind of what you call in oceans also, powerful kind of sharks will be there. Even they will swallow big steamers like that also. Ships also. Bishala. Shark. Graha. Grasana galita. Grasana galita means swallowed up. Atma avagamanaha. One whose self-knowledge. Atma, self. Avagamanaha. Avagamana, understanding of the self. So one whose self-knowledge has been swallowed by the shark of ignorance. Who is swallowing here? How the shark is swallowing that everything. The same way, the self-knowledge has been swallowed by the ignorance of shark, like that. Mahamoha, not ordinary moha also. It's Mahamoha, great ignorance, swallowed one's self-knowledge, and Dhiyaha, of the intellect. One's whose self-knowledge of the intellect has been swallowed. Then what is happening? Nanavastam swayam abhinayas tad gunadaya. Once knowledge is not available of the self, then how that jiva, ignorant jiva, will be behaving? For this one also, description is not required. All of us, we are in this state. We are behaving like that. So here, nana avastam. Nana avastam means different kind of states. Avastha means state. State, that which comes and goes. Avastha. Nana avastam, different states. Swayam, himself, that individual being, himself. Abhinayan. Abhinayan, you know this word? Abhinaya. Abhinaya kala, like that words will be using. No? So abhinaya means behaving. Abhinaya, that behavior. Showing gestures like that also. Abhinaya, behaving. How? Tad gunataya. Tad gunataya, as its superimposed attributes. What are all those things? Earlier we have seen kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mata, matsa. Like that. So tad gunataya abhinaya. Behaving as its superimposed attributes. Means his own personality will not be there, overwhelmed or overpowered by these attributes. apare samsare. Apare, apara, boundless, shoreless. Samsare, Vishaya Vishapure, samsare, in samsara. Vishaya Vishapure, full of the poison of sense pleasures. Apare samsare Vishaya Vishapure. The samsara is not an ordinary kind of thing. It is full of poison. What is that poison? Vishaya Vishapure. Full of the poison of sense pleasures. The sense objects, sense pleasures considered as poison. Earlier also we have seen this thought. Only the cobra, that serpent, when it bite us, that time only person will get affected by that poison. Or when he will drink that poison, then only the poison will kill him. But Vishayas are more powerful than Visha. Just by looking at them, they will cause suffering and death. So, Vishaya, Vishapure, Jalanidhau, in the ocean, Jalanidhau, this word is very nice. Nimajja, Unmajja, 2 words. Nimajjonmajjayam. What is there? Na? Nimajja. We use this word, na? Nimajjana, like that word. Yes? Ha. Ganapati Nimajjana, we say, na? We say Nimajjana, but Nimajja. So Nimajja means sinking. And Unmajja means rising. Just imagine one person, like you only, wants to take a bath. Sea bath. You went near to that ocean, sea, and if you don't know the swimming, if you know the swimming, and if you know how to take bath in the ocean, that is okay. First time you went there and you don't know the swimming, and that is very auspicious day, and someone said if you take a samudra snana, it's very good for you. Lot of punya merit you will get. So you went there and seeing that one, you are so many waves are coming, and for some time you waited, but they are not, they will not stop. So when you entered there, and someone who came along with you, intentionally they have thrown you into the water, little bit more into that water. Then it's as though it's what you call drowning, sinking in that one. So here, Nimajja, Unmajja, sinking and rising, sinking and rising. Where? In this samsara, all of us, the ocean of samsara. Comparison here. Brahmati, Brahmati means drifts, having that delusion. Kumatihi, man of perverted intellect. Kumati, su means good, ku means bad. Sumatihi, good, what you call intellect, the man of good intellect. Kumatihi means man of perverted intellect. Some people, they never think in positive way, and they will be all the time causing trouble to others intentionally. It's like that. Negative minded people. Kumatihi, kutsita gatihi. The kutsita bhava, you might have heard. Kutsita gatihi, one of calamitous fate. The person will get such kind of state. So what is the entire meaning of this sloka? Mahamoha graha grasana galita atmava damanaha. Whose what you call the knowledge of the self, the intellect has been swallowed by the shark of ignorance. Means that knowledge is not available. So, Dhyo nanavastam swayam abhinayam tad gunataya. He will be behaving according to the negative forces, negative thoughts, and undergoing so many states of the moods of the mind. Example, when the person will get anger, completely overpowered by that, and that time what the person will utter and how he will act will not be under his control. He will be controlled by the anger. Or Puja Gurudev's words, means Puja Gurudev says like this: anger should be in your pocket. See, whatever one object is there in our pocket, when we want to use it, we will take it out, and again after that use, we will put it back, like pen. When we want to write something, we'll take from the pocket, we write that, again we'll put it back. But what is our generally when person will get anger, if the person is not using that anger as one object for discipline, like that, then what is happening? The person will hurt others and he will be hurted by anger. Both will suffer because of that anger. And sometimes we also will be saying, no, at the time what happened is out of control completely. Because of that anger, I behaved like that. Please forgive me. People will be saying generally these kind of things. And when person is overpowered by this, what you call lust, greed, or etc., abhinayan, according to those gunas, that person will be behaving. And in this entire world, if we see, this world is like one big stage of drama, and all people like puppets go on playing their roles. In movies, before that, dialogues will be given to that person, and they will tell you how to act like that, you have to show your anger like that, and you should behave like that. They will tell, and according to that, this person will be delivering dialogues and just behaving like that. But in our life, spontaneous, Anna, very spontaneous. Abhinayan, we are what you call natural, very natural for us. No rehearsals. Rehearsals also not required for us. So, because of ignorance only, overpowered by all these negative things, that person will be behaving according to them, then he will be as though it's drowning, sinking, rising in the ocean of the samsara. It's that which is full of poison of sense pleasures. In front of our eyes, we are seeing this world, what is happening, and kumatihi kutsitagatihim, the man of what you call perverted intellect. What kind of fate will be there? What kind of destination will be there for him? Where he will reach? Calamitous kind of thing. And he will trouble himself and he will trouble others also. So we have to be very careful. Then what is the remedy? We should have proper discrimination of intellect. We should be very alert enough that shark of ignorance should not swallow the knowledge of self, of the intellect. So that's why all the time inquiry of the self is required, introspection is required, self-study is required, Shastra Jnana is required. Of course, Bhagavan's and Guru Parampara's grace required. So the entire meaning of this sloka, as individual who has a perverted intellect, whose knowledge of his self has been swallowed by the shark of complete great ignorance, he behaves, such kind of person behaves as though the different states of his intellect were the natures of the self, and it drifts up and down. It's all the time it will be going on and on and on like that. Now rising and sinking on the ocean of change. What is the samsara? The ocean of change, samsara sagara, which is full of poison of sense pleasures. Indeed, that is calamitous fate. What a calamitous fate. What kind of fates? Tomorrow we'll see more of it. So this is the description of what is bondage, how it has come, and what are the what you call consequences of this bondage, how it is binding the person, how it is causing sorrow to the person. Om loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. బంధనం అంటే ఏంటి? ఉన్నటువంటి దాన్ని, సత్యాన్ని చూడకుండా అసత్యమైనటువంటి దాన్ని సత్యమని భావించటము బంధనానికి కారణం. అనాత్మ యందు ఆత్మబుద్ధి కలిగి ఉండటము బంధనం. తమో గుణం కారణంగా ఆత్మస్వరూపం అన్నటువంటిది కనిపించకుండా ఉంటుంది. తమోగుణంలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఆవరణ శక్తి వల్ల, రజోగుణంలో ఉండేటువంటి విక్షేప శక్తి వల్ల జీవుడు శరీర మనోబుద్ధులతో తాదాత్మ్యత చెంది, లేదా శరీర త్రయం స్థూల సూక్ష్మ కారణ శరీరాలతో తాదాత్మ్యత చెంది అదే తను అనుకుంటూ ఈ విక్షేప శక్తి వల్ల కలిగేటువంటి గుణాలు కామ క్రోధ లోభ మోహ మద మాత్సర్యాలు అనేటువంటి వాటితో తాదాత్మ్యత పొందుతూ వాటి ప్రభావం వల్ల వాటికి అనుగుణంగా మనిషి ప్రవర్తించడము జరుగుతుంది. దీనివల్ల అపారమైనటువంటి సంసార సాగరంలో మునిగి తేలుతూ ఉన్నాడు. విషపూరితమైనటువంటి విషయ సాగరంలో పడిపోవడము జరుగుతుంది. వీటన్నింటికి కారణం ఏంటి అంటే ఆత్మస్వరూప జ్ఞానము అన్నటువంటిది అజ్ఞానము అనేటువంటి దాని చేత, షార్క్ అని చెప్పాను కదా, పెద్ద చేపతి మింగలం అట్లా అంటారు, దాని చేత మింగి వేయబడి, కొన్ని సందర్భాల్లో ముసలి అని కూడా చెప్పడం జరుగుతుంది అన్నమాట. ఈ అజ్ఞానం అనేటువంటిది జ్ఞానం ద్వారా తొలగిపోయినప్పుడు, ఆత్మజ్ఞానం ద్వారా తొలగిపోయినప్పుడు స్వస్వరూప జ్ఞానము కలుగుతుంది. అంతవరకు జీవుడు ఈ కామక్రోధాదులకి బలి కావలసి ఉంటుంది. ఇవి ఎంత శక్తివంతమైనవి అని అంటే, ఉరుశక్తి వ్యథయతి అని చెప్పారు. విక్షేప శక్తి సామాన్యమైంది కాదు. ఎంతటి వాళ్ళకైనా కూడా వ్యథని కలిగించేటువంటిది మహాశక్తి అని చెప్తున్నారు. తిరోభూతే స్వాత్మ, పరమ పావన స్వరూపము, శుద్ధ స్వరూపము, ప్రకాశ స్వరూపమైనటువంటి ఆత్మ కనపడకుండా ఉండటం వల్ల, అనాత్మ భావన దేహం నేను అని కలిగి ఉండటం వల్ల బంధనానికి లోనయి అనేక దుఃఖాన్ని పొందటం జరుగుతుందని చెప్పున్నారు. ఇందాక చెప్పుకున్నాము, ఈ అపార సంసార సాగరంలో మునిగి తేలుతూ మనిషి ఇన్ని కష్టాలు, ఇన్ని బాధలు పడుతూ ఉన్నా ఇంకా తెలుసుకోవడం లేదు, ఇంకా తెలియట్లేదు. పూర్తిగా వాటికి బానిసల్లాగా అయిపోవడం అన్నమాట. భాగవతంలో పురంజనోపాఖ్యానం వస్తుంది. పురంజని అలా చేస్తే పురంజనుడు అలాగే చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. పురంజని అంటే మనసు అన్నమాట, పురంజనుడు జీవం. ఎలా ఇంద్రియాలు మనస్సు ఆడిస్తూ ఉంటే అలాగే ఆడుతున్నాడు. కామం క్రోధం ఎలా చేయిస్తుంటే అలా చేయడు. ఈ ప్రపంచం అనేటువంటి నాటక రంగంలో మనందరం కూడా పాత్రధారులమయ్యి ఈ కామ క్రోధాదులకి లోనయ్యి వాటి ప్రభావంతో అవి ఆడించినట్లుగా ఆడుతున్నాం. మామూలు నాటకాలు సినిమాల్లో అయితే ముందుగా ఆ డైలాగ్స్ చెప్పించడం, ఇలా చెయ్యాలని చెప్పడం. మన జీవితాల్లో అలా కాదనమాట. సహజంగా అందరికీ వీటి వల్ల ఆ మాటలు, ఆ చేష్టలన్నీ వస్తాయి. సో ఇది ఎలా అంటే ఫ్రీ ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ అనమాట మనందరికీ. ప్రపంచం రకరకాల వ్యక్తులు, రకరకాల హావభావాలు, రకరకాల అభినయాలు, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొజెక్టింగ్ పవర్ ఆఫ్ రజోగుణం. భగవంతుని గురువుల ఆశీర్వాదంతో ఈ విక్షేప శక్తి ఆవరణ శక్తుల్ని తొలగించుకుని ఆత్మస్వరూప స్థితిని పొందగముగాక. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.